When my son told me I wasn't welcome at his house for Christmas, I smiled, got in my car, and made one call. By New Year's, their mortgage payments were canceled, and that was just the start of my calculated plan to restore justice and punish their arrogance. You won't believe the layers of revenge that followed. Buckle up, because this story of betrayal and sweet, satisfying payback is going to grip you from start to finish. If you've ever felt the sting of family turning their back on you despite everything you've sacrificed, or dreamed of that perfect moment when karma hits hard, hit that like button, subscribe for more epic revenge tales like this, and drop in the comments where you're watching from, and if you've got your own story of family drama. Let's dive in. This one's inspired by real-life Reddit vibes, and it's gonna hit you right in the feels. "I could make my famous turkey this year," I said, sinking deeper into Michael's plush leather couch, the one that still smelled faintly of new upholstery polish. "The sage stuffing your mother used to love. Remember how she'd always swear it was better than her grandmother's recipe?" The words lingered in the warm, vanilla-scented air from Isabella's fancy candles, the kind that cost more than a week's groceries for me. Michael shifted uncomfortably beside me, his wedding ring glinting under the twinkling lights of their massive 12-foot Christmas tree, decked out with ornaments that screamed excess. His shoulders hunched inward, like he was steeling himself for a storm. "Dad, unfortunately, you won't be welcome here for Christmas." The words slammed into my gut punch, knocking the air from my lungs. I blinked, my heart stuttering in my chest, sure I'd misheard over the crackle of the fireplace. "What do you mean? Why wouldn't I be welcome?" Michael's eyes darted away, fixing on the marble coffee table I'd helped him choose just last spring, when Isabella deemed their old one not sophisticated enough. His voice cracked slightly. "Isabella's parents are coming, and they'd prefer if you weren't here." My hands went ice cold, despite the room's cozy warmth. They'd prefer. It wasn't a question, it was a bitter echo. "It's just easier this way, Dad. You know how her family is about traditions. They have their own way of doing things." His words shrank with each syllable, as if he were deflating right there on the couch. I scanned the living room, the silk curtains I'd footed the bill for when Isabella whined about privacy, the gleaming hardwood floors from my second mortgage, the intricate crown molding that maxed out my last credit card. Every corner of this house screamed my sacrifices, my fingerprints etched into the walls, my love poured into every nail and beam from my only son. "Their own way," I repeated slowly, my voice low, tasting the bile rising in my throat. "What way is that, Michael?" He flinched, his face paling. "Dad, please don't make this harder than it has to be." Through the archway to the kitchen, I spotted Isabella's shiny new KitchenAid mixer, the professional-grade beast she'd needed for her short-lived holiday baking obsession. $2,000 of my money, gathering dust after maybe 3 uses since October. "Where will I spend Christmas then?" The question slipped out quieter than I'd meant, my chest tightening like a vice. Michael's face crumpled, guilt flickering in his eyes. "Maybe you could, I don't know, visit Aunt Rosa? Or we could do something the weekend after." The weekend after, like Christmas was a dentist appointment you could reschedule. I stood, my knees creaking in protest after 8 long years of carrying this invisible burden alone. "I see." "Dad, wait!" But I was already heading for the door, past the family photos on the walls where my face seemed to fade smaller and more distant in each frame, past the overflowing coat closet stuffed with Isabella's endless designer jackets. My hand gripped the cold, solid doorknob. "Son," I said without turning, my voice steady despite the storm raging inside. "Tell Isabella's parents, Feliz Navidad." The December air slapped my face like an icy hand as I stepped out,
the door clicking shut behind me with finality. I heard Michael call my name once, weak and trailing off. In the driver's seat of my old truck, engine off, I sat staring at the twinkling Christmas lights in neighboring windows, homes filled with warmth I'd never touch. My phone buzzed, probably Michael with empty apologies, but I ignored it, turning the key and driving into the swallowing darkness, leaving behind the glowing house I'd essentially bought, but where I no longer belonged. The heater hummed softly against the biting cold as I wound through the familiar streets of South Hills, each corner whispering memories of the man I used to be, the fool who believed family was everything, who'd empty his pockets just to see his son smile. That man, he was dead now. At the red light on 29th and Grand, I watched a young father loading wrapped presents into his SUV, his kids' faces pressed against the fogged glass, eyes wide with pure joy. That had been Michael and me once, before Isabella turned me into a walking ATM with pesky emotions attached. The numbers crashed through my mind like a malfunctioning slot machine. $2,800 every month for 5 years. I'd crunched them last spring. $140,000 vanished, more than Maria and I had socked away for retirement. Gone. The light turned green. I gunned the accelerator, the truck growling in sync with my fury. 5th Street, that's where I'd refinanced our home, Maria's and mine, for their down payment. The loan officer's pitying look haunted me. "Mr. Flores, are you sure? This is a big risk for someone else's investment." Lincoln Street, the bank for the second mortgage when Michael lost his job 2 years back. "Just temporary, Dad," he'd said, Isabella nodding sympathetically behind him, her $700 purse slung over her shoulder like a trophy. Temporary, right. I pulled into my cracked driveway, the one I couldn't fix because every cent fed their suburban dream. The porch light flickered weakly, another ignored repair. Inside, the house echoed hollow without Maria's laughter, without the family warmth that had died with her. My phone rang shrill against the empty walls, Isabella's name flashing like a venomous snake. Perfect timing. I'd been simmering for 5 years. I answered on the 4th ring, making her wait. "Dennis," her voice oozed fake sugar, the same tone for begging water bill money. "I heard about the little misunderstanding with Michael." "Misunderstanding? I don't think so, Isabella. You were crystal clear." "Look, I know it seems harsh, but understand my parents' perspective. They're traditional, expect a certain atmosphere for holidays." "A certain atmosphere," I echoed, hearing shopping bags rustle in the background. Probably blowing cash meant for the mortgage, my responsibility apparently. "Well, they're not used to your kind of cooking, all that spicy Mexican food, loud music. And frankly, Dennis, they're educated people. They expect talks on current events, literature, art, you know." The words struck like a slap, hotter than any spice. 8 years of swallowing insults for Michael's sake, pretending not to notice her sneers treating me like the help. "Your kind of cooking," I said, voice controlled despite the heat flooding my chest. "You mean the food you devoured every Sunday for 3 years when times were tight? The tamales you claimed reminded you of your grandmother? That was different. We were appreciative then, but now with my parents... Now you can't have the Mexican peasant embarrassing you at your fancy table." The sweetness vanished. "Don't be dramatic, Dennis. This isn't about race, it's class. My father graduated summa cum laude from Washington State. Mother speaks 4 languages. They summer in the Hamptons. What would you add? Tile-laying stories?" My fists clenched, but I stayed steady. "I built a business from scratch after Michael's grandfather died, employed over 50 people, paid more taxes than your father earned in his peak year."
Money isn't everything, Dennis. Breeding matters. Education. Frankly, Maria understood her place better than you. Silence dropped like a bomb. She'd crossed the uncrossable line. What did you say about my wife? She knew how to blend in, didn't make waves, understood some spaces weren't for her. My knuckles whitened around the phone. Maria had more class in her pinky than your bloodline ever will. Oh, please, she was a house cleaner who got lucky. At least she stayed quiet. Isabella? My voice turned steel cold, unrecognizable. Listen carefully. This conversation's over. We're done pretending to be family. You can't just, we're done. I hung up, hands steady as I set the phone down. The kitchen felt cleaner, lighter, like toxic air had cleared. I headed to my desk, pulling the manila folder I'd ignored for months. Bank statements, mortgage docs, 5 years of transfers bleeding me dry while they played royalty. Time to cauterize the wound. Part 4. The first decision. Canceling the mortgage. The documents sprawled across my kitchen table like crime scene evidence. 5 years of statements, each with that damning $2,800 transfer on the 15th. A trail of my own folly. I grabbed my calculator, digits blurring as I tallied. Year 1, $33,600. Year 2, another. By year 3, no new clothes for me. Year 4, discount groceries. Year 5, peanut butter lunches to scrape by. $143,400 base, not counting down payments, utilities, roofs, landscaping, essential furniture. I sat back, vision swimming. Maria's life insurance, our retirement, grandkids' college fund, all poured into a house barring me from Christmas. I dialed my bank, automated voice offering English or Spanish, how accommodating for people like me. Customer service, Jennifer speaking. I need to cancel an automatic transfer. Verification done, no judgment in her tone. I see it, $2,800 monthly to Wells Fargo, account 7423. 5 years? Yes. Bitter taste. Cancel effective immediately? Scanning my outdated kitchen, leaking windows, peeling paint, all neglected for their castle. Yes. Done. Anything else? No, that's everything. The word felt liberating. Silence enveloped the house as December dusk fell. Lights twinkled in real family homes. For the first time in 5 years, my budget balanced. I could fix the porch, buy good food, vacation. I gathered the papers, lit the fireplace, and watched them burn. 5 years of martyrdom to ash. Warmth spread through me. Phone buzzed, ignored. Instead, good whiskey from the special bottle. Merry Christmas to me. I toasted Maria's photo, meaning every word. Part 5. Isabella's provocation. Next morning, crisp December sun streamed in as I savored my second coffee. No more dreading the 15th drain. Freedom tasted richer than the fancy Colombian blend I'd splurged on. At 11:47, Isabella called. "Dennis?" Impatient edge. "Pick up my parents from Spokane Airport, flight from Portland at 2. Mug down, steam curling. Forget our talk yesterday? Whatever, focus on practicalities. You're free during the day. Audacity burned. 24 hours after deeming me unworthy, she demanded chauffeur duty. Because that's what family does. Help. Besides, you're not my rival. Too weak. Just get in your truck. Final insult. What airline? Quietly. Alaska 447, baggage carousel 3. Handle luggage properly. Don't embarrass us. Wear something decent, like that blue shirt from Michael's graduation. Click. No thanks. I stared at the screen. 2 p.m. Plenty of time. Poured more coffee, added sugar, opened yesterday's paper. Crossword, 7 across. Delayed gratification. 12 letters. It had come. At 8:15, I lounged in my armchair with Earl Grey and the Earl Grey Review Sunday edition. Crossword done. Postponement. Phone buzzed. Isabella. Ignored. Sun warmed the room, once lonely, now intentional peace. At 2:47, text preview. "Dad, where are you? My parents." phone face down, back to sports. Seahawks lost, predictable. By 3:30, 6 buzzes. Newspaper done, second tea brewed, junk drawer organized, productivity soared without servitude. 3:45, unknown number, probably borrowed phone, ignored. Neighbors hung lights, kids frolicked, normalcy. No stranded souls here. 4:15, constant ringing like an angry wasp. Unplugged landline, powered off cell. Blissful silence. Grilled cheese and tomato soup. Comfort denied for months. Funds funneled to them. Cheese golden. Soup steaming. Sun set. Shadows long. Somewhere, 3 argued taxi fares, baffled by my audacity. Soup never tasted better. 5 o'clock. Dinner done. Dishwasher loaded. Movie pondered. Years without free evenings. No emergencies, favors. Remote in hand when pounding rattled the door. Furious, frame shaking. Peephole, 3 figures like predators. Opened to Cody Jenkins' red face. "What the hell's wrong with you?" He shoved past. "Waited over 3 hours." Catherine followed, hair messy, lips hateful. "Unacceptable. Barbaric." Isabella, coat wrinkled, makeup smeared. "You humiliated us. $40 taxi because of you." "Get out of my house." My voice sliced sharp. They froze. Cody purpled. "You don't demand. Not after today." "This is my house. Out now." Catherine sneered. "You don't grasp your mistake. Cody has connections. Business, social. You can't treat us like this." This was a lesson for your arrogance, poor treatment of inferiors. Isabella gaped. "A lesson? You're nobody." "I'm done being your bank and taxi." Door wider. "Lesson over. Leave." Cody jabbed finger. "No idea who you're messing with, old man. I know people. Make your life difficult." Threat? Promise. Abandoning elderly. Consequences. Catherine smirked. "Public ones." Isabella tugged. "Daddy, go. Pathetic old man, not worth it." They filed out defeated. Cody turned. "You'll regret this." Door locked. Click, satisfying. Watched them argue in rental car, driving off. House cleaner, stain lifted. Their words echoed. Public consequences. Concern flickered, but anticipation roared louder. 3 days later, morning coffee with Spokane Review. My face on page 3. Headline: Spokane businessman abandons elderly couple at airport during holiday storm. Hands stilled. Old company photo. Story chilling. Cody and Catherine stranded 4 hours in frigid temps. Winter storm warning. 52 degrees sunny reality. Quotes: "Couldn't believe abandonment." Cody as retired exec. "Erratic behavior. Mental concerns." No context. Christmas ban. Exploitation. Just me, villain in imaginary blizzard. Read twice, thrice. Byline: Patricia Morrison. Strategy clear. Cody's connections planted it. In Spokane, reputation gold. One article could shatter decades. They declared war. Newspaper folded. Mind shifted to strategy mode. Builder from nothing. Not pickups or payments anymore. Winning. Laptop open. Searching. Jenkins's. Isabella. Socials. Connections. Weaknesses. Public folly. Calendar. December 18. 7 days to Christmas. 7 to plan unforgettable. Next 3 days transformed. Not doormat Dennis, but strategic Dennis. Laptop command center. Tabs like cards. Cody, retired bank manager, country club, business association treasurer, much to lose. Catherine's Insta, refined life, charities, wines, vacations tagged blessed, on my dime. Isabella's Facebook, our beautiful home, my kitchen photos, fancy check-ins, my utility covers, Christmas excitement, narcissism stunning. Michael's LinkedIn, new connection, Patricia Morrison, puzzle complete. Mistakes, underestimated me, went public, documented hypocrisy. Patricia, 43, WSU journalism, 15 years papers, no bank ties, but mutuals with her editor via Cody, planted deliberately, amateur. New doc, timeline, 5 years support, statements, receipts, checks, 47,000 down from equity loan, 18,000 kitchen, 60 times 2,800 mortgages, 168,000 plus, $250,000 total. Phone buzz, ignored. Evening, thick folder, statements, social photos, annotated article, lies marked. Calendar, December 24th, circled for justice. Isabella's event, dinner for 12, social circle, review readers, they'd deserve truth. Camera ready, from job sites to this. Tomorrow, Christmas Eve, they'd learn fighting a real warrior. Christmas Eve dawned gray, cold. Spokane winter grateful for the warmth I lacked. Plans instead. Evidence laid like trial prep. Organized statements, highlighted payments, chronological receipts, printed socials, jewelry, vacations, decorations, my funding. Copied times 12, one for each guest. Article atop, red notes, lie on weather, false on behavior, missing context on support. Dressed in navy suit, Maria's funeral wear, farewell to doormat self. Tonight, respect commander. 6:30 p.m., briefcase loaded, drove Kendall Yards. House glowed, cars lined street. Through windows, figures dining, Isabella hosting in my funded home. Parked opposite, watch, 6:45, ideal, seated, mid-course, trapped. Door unlocked, her safe neighborhood brag. Entered quietly, warm air, laughter from the dining. Catherine said, "But darling, that's not how we do things in our family." More laughs. Our family, after excluding me. Entered with briefcase, 12 faces turned, surprise to horror. Isabella froze, wine mid-sip. Michael paled, Cody, Catherine, ghastly. "Good evening," calm, briefcase on sideboard. "Hope you don't mind joining your celebration." Isabella, "Dennis, inappropriate, leave." Actually, opening briefcase, guests deserve knowing who paid for this. Dinner, house, lifestyle. Unknown woman, what? Isabella, episode. Michael, call someone. But I distributed packets, bank records, 5 years, 168,000 mortgages, down, renovations, everything here. Silence, paper rustles, faces shifting, numbers sinking. Man, this is, woman, outrageous. Isabella, why hide? Isabella, cracking, complicated, he volunteered. Let's discuss what you asked, and media lies. Article copies out, room chilled.
Now, real manipulators. Cody ashen, Catherine rigid. Jenkins planted via connections, portrayed unstable, abandoning in freeze 52 degrees sunny. Not tourists, parents for band dinner. Me not good enough. Gray-haired man. Cody? Catherine, that's not what? Too low class? Mexican food embarrassing? Phone screenshots, posts, charity friend. Catherine, surely not. Cody, twisting, mental issues, aging stress, finances. Finances? Supported $3,000 a month 5 years. Yours coming. To table. Took $200,000. Name called. Manipulated son. Banned gatherings. Ruined rep when I stopped. Michael whisper. Dad, didn't know newspaper. Wife did. Parents orchestrated. Villain for refusing ATM and chauffeur. Shift palpable. Lies exposed. Pearl woman. Unconscionable. Supported while treated like help, then public attack? Cody crumbling. Don't understand. Woman. Understand perfectly. Catherine. Abandoned airport.
After ban, inappropriate presence, 5 years paying, looked down on ethnicity, education. Silence thundered, disgust stares. Isabella, desperate, family matter. Stopped when public, attacked character, reputation collateral. Wanted truth before the next newspaper story, the real one. Briefcase closed, tie straightened. Enjoy dinner, last I pay for. Walking out, eruption, accusations, questions, facade crumbling. Beautifulest Christmas music. March Tuesday, certified mail, default notice, 3 missed payments, $8,400 arrears, 14 days or foreclosure. Set aside like distant news, not my storm. Weeks of calls. Isabella blocked post-hysteria. Jenkins's status evaporated post-dinner. Michael ignored. 97 days to pride swallow. Thursday knock. Michael, aged, wrinkled suit, desperate scent. Dad, talk. Let in. He eyed new furniture, paint, my post-mortgage perks. Nice. What happens spending on self? Coffee? Shook head, perched uneasy. Sorry, everything. Dinner, article, treatment. Go on. Didn't know story. When found, things said behind your back about mom. Jaw tight. What about Maria? Knew her place, boundaries, eyes averted. Should have defended years ago. Yes. Silence heavy. Neighbor mower hummed. Normalcy. House foreclosing. No. Can't without my help, while letting garbage treatment. Leaned. No amount 5 years? Miserable nod. $200,000 plus. $237,468. I added up. Face crumpled. Sorry. Fix how? Can't. Money gone. Years, too. Could have built a relationship, not funded fantasy. No now. Start over? Hope. Resume payments? Hope died. Lose everything. House, respect, approval. Figure out, like I did without respecting son, alone Christmas. Quiet tears. You lost you, chose them. Didn't lose, gave away. Difference. Forgive? Did months ago, but not back to old. No pretending. Means? Stood, mantle. Maria's photo. New with Rose's family Easter. Build from scratch. Respect shown. Right choices, not convenient. Next exclusion. Remember real family. Nodded. House? Not my problem. Grown man. Job. Sell. Afford own. Stop subsidizing. Stood straighter. Right. Door. Worth it. Proud seeing you stand up. Embarrassed, angry, but proud. Good. Hope yet. After. Whiskey on porch. Spring budding. Air promising. 63 soon. Maria gone 8. Wasted 5 as a doormat. No more. Rosa text. Sunday dinner. Kids projects. Wouldn't miss it. Real family. Wanting you there. Else, expensive theater. Done buying tickets. Whiskey freedom flavored. Future bright as I make it. And there you have it. The raw pain of betrayal turning into a masterclass in self-respect and karma. Stories like this remind us sometimes standing up means walking away, and true justice comes from exposing the truth. What hit you hardest, the Christmas crash or the foreclosure fallout? Let me know in the comments. If you like this tale of his sweet revenge, smash that like button, subscribe for more emotionally charged revenge tales, and share your own story below. Click the box on the left for the next one. See you there.